What's going on, guys? And today we're going to be building something else. Now, this PC behind me was for me. Today we're going to be building a surprise PC for my cousin. Now, he's been using a laptop for a few years now, and I thought, why don't I hook him up with something? So today's video, we're going to be building the PC and I'm going to do some benchmarks. Let's get going. So I'm at my product area and I decided to dig out the NZX TH440 case. Now, I've done a few things already just so the video isn't super long, but we decided to put the M5 A99FX Pro Revision 2 motherboard in. Now, this motherboard is AM3+, so we're kind of introducing him into the AMD area. Unfortunately, I don't have any spare Intel stuff since this was stuff left over from previous builds, but we actually have an FX 9590 in there, which is clocked at the moment. I think it's still at stock at 4.7 gigahertz. But what we're going to do is we're going to overclock it for him and give him a very nice PC experience. So back to this board. This board has a lot of features that other boards don't actually have. So I thought this was the perfect board to actually use. I do have a few other Asus boards, and I think I have another Gigabyte board. But I thought this would be the best addition for him. As well as I was looking for RAM, and I can't find my blue sticks anymore. I did have 16 gigs of HyperX Fury in blue. I really wanted to go white and blue for this PC, as I will show you something in a moment. But I think we're just going to have to stick with these 16 gigs of HyperX. I think they're 1866, so that should actually be pretty damn decent, especially since he's really just going to be gaming on this PC. So that's the RAM, that's the motherboard, CPU done. What do we need? Well, we need cooling, we need storage, we need a graphics card, and we need a power supply. So we're kind of halfway there. So, what is this? WAS Mods. Handmade custom cables? I don't remember ordering these. Well, these are going in the build anyways, and today's video is actually brought to you by WAS Mods. Now, as I've just said, he makes handmade custom sleeve cables. I'll actually show you right here. But there's his website, www.wasmods.com. But he's actually hooked me up with some sleeved cables. Now, these are 100% handmade. They're made to length. They're made perfectly to order. And I chose the colors since it's going to be white and blue. So, yes, white and blue, which leads me to white. What else is white in? Oh, what is this? As I struggle to get it out the drawer. We have a dual GeForce GTX 1060. This is the Asus dual. It's factory overclocked, and it's the 3 gig edition. Now, people are going to wonder why I went 3 gigs. There's a few reasons. Well, it's 60 to 70 pounds cheaper than the 6 gig edition, but is the performance any different? The answer is no. At 1080p, literally at 1080p, no games from 2016, 2015, and into 2017 already, no games at 1080p use more than 3 gigs of VRAM. So you've already saved yourself money there. As well as the 6 gig and the 3 gig edition, they run exactly the same. So you've saved money there. So there is a white dual GTX 1060 from Asus going in this build, which should be a really, really nice 1080p build. As well as I think we need some storage. I think there should already be a hard drive in there. I think I tested stuff. So yeah, there's already a hard drive in there. I don't know what size it is. I think I put a 500 gigabyte in there with Windows 10 on it. Cooling. Well, there's a big box right here. I think I should pull this out. Oh, right. We have the Corsair H110i GT. Now, this is a 280mm AIO cooler. It's also the I edition, so you've got Corsair Link. I don't know if you'll be using that since I'm kind of bringing it into the PC community. But obviously, it's for Intel and AMD. We'll be using the AMD bracket, which is already installed, I think. Yes, it is, because there used to be a H60 in there. But I've left the bracket on for some reason, but it's still AMD and it's the exact same bracket, so we're going to roll with it. Now this doesn't actually have an exhaust fan. Now I do have a spare Enermax fan, which is actually a high airflow fan, so I think that will actually look really nice there. But that's all good and well, but we've got nothing to power it with, which leads me to around this corner. We have a Builder Series Corsair power supply right here. It's literally right there. Took that out of a different build. Now, this is 80 plus bronze. It is 80 plus bronze. It's a CX750M, which is the Builder Series. It is modular. It's not fully modular. It's semi-modular because we obviously still have the 24-pin and the 8-pin already plugged in, which is, I think, semi-modular is sometimes really, really handy, especially since obviously the 24-pin is already there. It's just a shame that they come with these really, really weird sleeved cables that aren't actually sleeved. They're just kind of some mesh put around the cables. But obviously we can fix that with some WazMods cables. Don't forget to check out WazMods. I didn't deliberately just link that. So I think we've literally looked at absolutely everything here. So I think it's really time to start building. So let's get on to the building, and then I think we should do some benchmarking with this beast. So just paused for a moment to show you what I've actually done so far. So we've got the exhaust fan, we've got the RAM, and we've got the AIO installed, and all the cables are actually running to the back at this moment in time. So what we need to do now really is put the power supply in, cable manage everything, and then install the graphics card. So here is another quick update. We have the braided cables from WazMods installed. We have literally all of these important connectors like the power LED, the hard drive indicator. We've got the HD audio and the USB 2 for the back I/O. Obviously we have the CPU, which was actually quite a tight fit, but I got it installed. So literally it's just more about cable managing in the back and just about to install the graphics card. So here you go, the finished build. So it's very nice, black, blue and white, just like my actual PC itself. So as you can see, I've got a little bit more cable managing to do down here, and I've got to get this link cable behind this bracket, but that's literally just about it. So today and right now is the test. So I'm going to turn the monitor on. I think that's on. Turn it on. And then power it on. Now it should be loud straight away because it's booting the whole thing up. It's using all the fans. And here we go. Let's see. Ta-da! It posts. There you go. So at this moment in time it's just saying the BIOS settings is not obviously supported because this storage drive actually has Windows 10 on with a different system. So we'll have to do that. But there you go. So it's running it at this second at 31 degrees C, which is really nice. It's got a 9590 as you can see, 16 gigs of RAM, and at the moment it's running at 4.7 gigahertz, which is really nice. I'm actually going to try and push this system. So it's actually stable, so it's going to be really awesome. For some reason the boot drive isn't actually being shown, but there you go. So at this moment in time I'm going to go install Windows. I am going to install some benchmarking software, and then we're going to go do some benchmarks, and then we're going to get a bit of B-roll at the end of this video. So there you go, 1060 build for my cousin. It's looking very nice so far. So Windows 10 is installed. I've installed benchmarking softwares and Asus GPU tweak just to fiddle around with the graphics card. So we've actually just pushed it slightly on OC mode by an extra 5%, and the GPU is actually at 34 degrees at this moment in time. So we're going to look at the CPU first. So this is CPU Z, so you can see literally everything about the CPU itself. We can then look at RAM, which is 111111 with 30 clocks and a base cycle of 42 clocks. And then we're going to go to bench. So what we're going to do here is benchmark this CPU, and we're going to do a reference CPU. So we're going to basically compare it. And I'm going to compare it to the brand new i7-7700K, which I have myself, just to see what scores we are looking at. So right there we see the single thread is at 1399 compared to the 7700K, which is 2301. And it looks like a multi-thread of 8834 versus 9993. Now obviously we expect this because this is an older CPU compared to the 7700K. But it just goes to show that the difference is actually not massive. So now we are going to look into 3D Mark Benchmark. We are going to do 3D Firestrike as I close these programs. We're going to look at Firestrike. We're not going to do Firestrike Extreme or Ultra, just for the simple fact is this PC will be literally just used for 1080p gaming, as you can see there. So obviously you can see that it's just finding my CPU and everything right now. So we're going to go to benchmarks and we're going to go to Firestrike. So this is where we start to run the program. So let's get going. So as you can see right here, we have a total score of 9,467 on 3D Mark Firestrike. So if we look down in the left corner right here, we have the graphics score of 12,597, with an average FPS on test 1 is 59, basically 50 is basically 60 FPS, as well as graphics test 2 we have an average of 50 FPS. Going to the physics score, we have 8,326, as well as a combined score of 3,562. So for a 1080p build, this is pretty awesome, as well as I have another surprise for my cousin. It's going to be one of these monitors. Now this monitor is a BenQ GL2250HM. It is a 2 millisecond 1080p monitor at 60 Hz. It's 22 inches total. So that's pretty awesome that he's getting a PC and a monitor. So I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Now to get into the B-roll.